Hey guys, Brian here with the programming for August 5th, the week of August 5th. A couple big announcements I want to talk about. Level method testing this week in Fishersville will not just be on Saturday at 9 a.m. Also Monday, all the all levels classes will be doing level method testing, or at least have the option of doing it. Also Wednesday, the strength portion of CrossFit classes will have the opportunity to do some testing as well. If you don't want to test, you've got other options, and we'll talk more about the theme for the week with those options. Commitment Club, congratulations. We had well over 100 people in our Commitment Club for July. It means you guys have earned our dunk tanks. So dunk day is what I'm calling it, will happen August 31st. Hopefully you've seen the Facebook post in the news group. You'll see we're doing a big team event. For those of you that have done this in the past with us, it's usually a crazy fun time. Great workout. It's kind of like a game. It's kind of like teamwork. It's kind of like a workout. There's a lot of fun and goofiness involved. And then we'll be dunking coaches and maybe more people that day. So more to come with that, but definitely sign up on that link in the news group so you can be part of that team event on Saturday, August 31st. Doesn't matter where your membership is at. You can come work out with us that day and dunk some coaches. All right, let's get to the workouts. So Monday, as I said, in CrossFit will be a chance to do level method testing. We're going to look at Group 2 testing. That's the deadlift, the upper body push test, and the upper and lower endurance test, otherwise known as Diane, or a version of Diane. That's the named workout. So Monday we're going to allot 20 minutes to do deadlift testing and that upper body push test. Here's the deal though. We just did this about 3 or 4 weeks ago on a Saturday. If you came that day and you don't feel like testing, no problem. Show up to class and you can still get a great workout in. You don't have to do your deadlift test. You've got options here where you do sets of 8, sets of 5, sets of 3, whatever, to work on deadlift work that day. If you want to actually do your deadlift test, according to the big map on the wall there, you'll do that instead of doing those sets of 8, 5, and 3. You're also going to have time to do your upper body push test. Now, some of you may have done the push-up Tabata test that's associated with this. And it can be a very challenging test, and it's really hard to go into the upper and lower body endurance test following that. So if you've done that Tabata test, but you feel like you didn't give your best effort on the upper and lower endurance test following that, then you'll just opt out of that push-up test for now, and then save everything for that upper and lower body endurance test. Or maybe you've done that Tabata test and you're ready to move on to something different, like the push press or the strict press overhead with the barbell. So lots of opportunities, lots of options for everybody. Coach will get you straightened out with what's right for you if you want to do testing. If you don't want to test, we've got other options for you as well. So the upper and lower body endurance test that will happen in the second part of the class after the strength testing. Depending on how you strength test will determine what your upper and lower body endurance test is. It's usually a 21-15-9 sequence of some type of deadlift and some type of push-up. If you don't want to do that, say you've done that in the past and maybe 4 weeks ago and you're not ready to test on it yet, we've got another workout for you. It's deadlifts and box jump overs happening at the same time. So whether you're doing either one of these workouts, everybody's going to be working at the same time. It's still going to be a great vibe in class. Extra credit that day, since we're going through a lot of stuff, we'll just be cooling down, mobilizing, getting on that row, and cooling down afterwards. No skills acceleration that day. So when it comes to CVCs and CrossFit classes for the week, they're nothing alike. So sometimes if we're doing some type of push in CrossFit, we also have pushes going on in CVC, so you can't really get rid of that. Or we're doing some type of aerobic conditioning in CrossFit, we're doing aerobic conditioning in CVC, and you can't escape it. Well, this week, basically none of the workouts are similar to each other, so you can decide what you want to do. This Vital Confidence one is going to have a lot more movement, a lot more work than the testing that you'll do in CrossFit that day. And the movements aren't going to be super similar besides doing the push-ups and the cleans there. So you kind of get to decide, do you want to test or you want to do some like aerobic conditioning with our Vital Confidence mixed interval here. By the way, it's Vitality Month now as well. Tuesday, Kellen. So a lot of us have done the named workout Kelly, and some of us have done the named workout Helen. This is kind of a combination of that. And there's lots of different versions of Kellens that have been developed over the years. This is the version we're going to try here. I like the scaling option here. They're all pretty appropriate. There's no reason to kind of deviate outside your your overall level if you've got one on this. It's going to be a lot of work no matter what you choose. We'll have a time cap. Make sure you're getting not getting out of hand on what you've chosen to do here. We'll stop this at 35 minutes, but constant movement for 30 minutes or so for this. And then the extra credit, because of all that work, will just be some core work and no skilled acceleration that day. The opposite of that would be a commitment workout in CVC, so that's your choice. A lot of aerobic conditioning, or you're going to work on speed and power and going heavy. That's your choice there with the commitment workout, especially going heavy with the deadlifts and push press. On Wednesday, so this isn't necessarily a testing day, but you could use this to test on your upper body pull. So instead of doing the sequence here, you could find your upper body pull test that you want to do on the map and do that instead of the sequence. Excuse me there. Otherwise, you'll be working on your pull-ups. And then we're going into kind of an interval-based workout here. It's kind of like an alternating EMOM, but instead of an EMOM of every minute on the minute, it's going to be every 5 minutes. So the first 5 minutes will be a 30 or 25 calorie row for most people, and then some type of rope climb. It's been a while since we've done rope climb, so we will do some review of that in class. It's also going to be part of our skills acceleration. If you want to learn how to climb a rope, show up for skills acceleration that day or stay after class for it. At the 10-minute mark, you're going to do, at the 5-minute mark, you're going to do burpees and then some type of push-up or ring dip. And then at the 10-minute mark, back to the row and the rope climbs, and then back to the burpees and the ring dips to finish this out. So you will get some metabolic training going on here, but it's really a chance to work on your climbs and your dips in a kind of fatigue state. Extra credit, so we'll have some knee work and hip work going on there, but you'll also have learn your rope climbs. Should be a good day for those that are interested in learning how to climb the rope. It's not just like gym class where you just jump on there and try to get to the top. There is a technique for it. We can start teaching you how to make that happen. Even if you can't do pull-ups, you may be able to do rope climbs. All right, so we have an interval-based class on Wednesday for CrossFit. We have a very CrossFit type class for our Hump Day HIIT class on Wednesday in Stanton. So Death by is an actual type of workout format that you see in CrossFit. Death by means basically there's a running clock, and every minute you do a certain number of movements. So on the first minute, you do some reps. The second minute, you do some more reps. Third minute, you do some more reps, and they keep going up by the same number until you can't complete the number of reps you're supposed to in that minute, then the workout's over. So we're doing that with our dumbbells in the rack position for squats. So this is the way it's going to work. The death by sequence will work with those rack squats, and then you'll alternate those every minute with ab mat sit-ups. So those don't change, but the death by sequence changes with the rack squats. So the first minute will be 2 rack squats. The second minute will be 10 ab mat sit-ups. The third minute will be 4 rack squats. They go up by 2 every time. The fourth minute then will be 10 ab mat sit-ups, and you keep following that sequence. Most people are going to get into the round to at least 20 to 30 minutes of work here, which puts you into doing 10, I'm going to do the math here on this. I already did this for the workout. So puts you into having to do 10 rack squats in 1 minute, or maybe up to 12, 14, 15, 16 rack squats in that minute. That really starts to add up. You see how this works out. But you're always doing the 10 ab mat sit-ups every other minute. And that's eventually probably going to get most people over 100 ab mat sit-ups as well. The key to this is to go heavy on those rack squats to get the most out of that squat work that day. Thursday, working on snatches. So every 30 seconds on the 10 minutes. So that's going to be 20 snatches by the time you're done with this. And we're going to be using a fairly heavy weight with this if you're at the blue or the purple, or you're doing twice as many hang power snatches at the yellow or orange for that. It's going to be kind of an intense strength day that day. We'll use the snatches in the workout. This is going to be an intense workout, less than 10 minutes, probably less than 9 minutes if you can keep moving through this with jump ropes, hang power snatches, burpees over the bar. We're trying to keep those double unders moving, trying to keep those burpees over the bar moving. We'll take strategic breaks in the hang power snatch to keep the intensity high on this. And then we've got an arm pump afterwards, and we'll be talking about the power snatch in more detail in our skills acceleration. So The opposite of something a short, quick workout would be a confidence workout in CVC. Instead, you're getting choices all week this week. So if you don't want to do that kind of short, intense, fast workout, you can do something longer with more time to work on thinking about pacing yourself and really focusing on the movement for something like the rack hold there, where you're working on shoulder stability and that core strength. Friday, this is a partner workout. We've got overhead squats and some type of pull-up and 200-meter run. So with your partner, you guys are going to knock out this ascending rep scheme, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and after each sequence of that, you run 200 meters together. So it starts with 5 overhead squats and 5 types of pull-ups. You and your partner can break that workout however you want to, only one person working at a time. Somebody could do all the overhead squats, and then somebody could do all the pull-ups that round, and then you run together and come back and figure out how to knock out 10 of each of those. You could even do singles on those pull-ups, alternating between that to keep moving through this. But those reps are going to add up quickly, looking to get into at least a round of 30 for most people on this. We'll talk about kipping in the skills acceleration, and then we'll cool down those shoulders between the pull-ups and the overhead squats. You'll want to do that in the extra credit that day. So, vitality workout. This one, I guess, is probably the one that's most similar to the CrossFit workout that day. A lot of conditioning going on here, a lot of movement. So sometimes in these vitalities, we try to find one of the stations where you get to kind of catch your breath. Not on this day. It's going to be constant movement the entire time. You really have to pace yourself. So, we didn't do any cleans this week, so we'll do our cleans in the lifting class. And it's going to give us a chance to talk about the deadlift clean. So it says 3 deadlifts here in this sequence of deadlifts, hang power cleans, and front squats. But we're going to really talk about not the conventional deadlift, but how does the deadlift position or the clean position, kind of setup position, change when you're pulling from the floor. And it's going to be a little bit different than the conventional deadlift. So if you want to working on those different parts of the cleans, a great day to come for that. And the rest of the day we'll be working on that upper body and the pulling motions. Rowing for testing this week. So you've got 3 opportunities to test. Monday, the Wednesday strength portion with pull-ups, and then rowing on Saturday at 9 a.m. And then the opposite of a rowing 20-minute row would be our commitment workout, where it's short, intense, fast, and heavy that day. All right, see you guys at the gym this week.